Happy Friday and welcome to the weekly town hall. We got some very special guests today. Thank you for coming. Thanks for being a new subscribing member, and we appreciate your support there. And we're thrilled to hear more about your brand new product. And there is one of the press releases, if you haven't seen it already, covers that in detail, but that's what we're going to get to know. And with that, Chui, welcome, and please take it away.
Thank you, Ward. Thank you, everyone, for being here. I appreciate you joining. I'm going to say, ladies and gentlemen, hold on to your seats because we've come up with something unique, something really cool, something really exciting that has happened in a while. Like, say, for an instance, when I was first looking for another job, I wanted to change careers or change a role. The biggest difficulty I've had is to really know what type of roles I'll be a good fit for. And then also, how do I find those or source those jobs, right? That's some of the kind of the dilemma that I'm going to go through because no one really teaches you this stuff in school. You might have a career center, but then it might just not like give you the specifics that the working people, professional careers might need. So what we have created is something really super interesting. And JobProMax is a concept that I myself was thinking in my mind. And then the reality of the situation is there's no tool. Like, say, for an instance, if you want to look for keywords, because that's something that a lot of these employers do today. So you want to know what kind of keywords they're using. You want to use those keywords on your resume. So that's kind of a difficulty that we've identified. So the JobProMax, before JobProMax became a reality, we have the Job Helpers, which is the resume writing service that we have. So our writing service is more focused towards kind of going through a candidate's resume, making sure that they get 4 interviews for every 10 jobs. And how we do that is we were using these same specific systems that employers are using, something like a Workday, or specifically it could be other AI systems, or like a Greenhouse, or other ATS screening software programs like ADP, iSIM. So we were kind of testing all of these software programs out and then kind of really understanding what they're really looking for. And what we've done is we've used LLM model or to pull some of the specific details out of 350,000 resumes that we've received over the 10 years. And then we build a Boolean of information of those specific key terms or terminology. At the same time, what we've done is we've added a lot of these job postings that are out there, and we've created a job board that would give you a scan for every job that you're applying to. Before you actually apply for the job, you can get a scan of the keywords and then you can add them yourself. In a nutshell, that's what it looks like, but it'll go into more detail. But then that's the first benefit JobProMax is going to offer you. So when you go onto the JobProMax.com website today, again, we haven't launched it formally yet. This is more of a sneak peek of the solution itself. You can be the first people to test this software program out, and you could start to get specific scans or other things that you could be doing with the system. Like, say, for an instance, if you want to get a specific detail of how lengthy your resume is, or how the content needs to be placed, or even the grammar check feature is built into the software program. So now all of a sudden it gives you that full in-depth look of how you can modify the resume before you actually apply for the jobs. And also we do have a button right there saying, okay, apply for the job, so they can apply for this role right away on the spot, and then have notifications sent out to you saying, okay, the employer viewed your application. This is how many, these are the people who have applied for the job, this many people, just like what LinkedIn gives you. But the beauty of JobProMax is we're pulling jobs from all the different places. LinkedIn is kind of segregated to LinkedIn's activity and jobs, but we're not. We can pull jobs from anywhere on the kind of the internet, anywhere from the internet, and then pull those listings and show them in one place, and then they can decide what kind of roles that they would like to apply to in the future as well. So a couple things, key features, the JobProMax product line is going to offer initially. I mean, this is going to go in phases. So we're going to improve it to the point where employers and candidates are working simultaneously, side by side, doing virtual interviews. We're going to bring in avatars, certain AI avatars into the picture as well later down the road with our additional, like the more advanced development that we're doing. But initially, what you'll see is you'll see the option to filter, you'll see job listing matching. So matching meaning not just like going on LinkedIn and looking for a sales manager job. Okay, these are all the sales manager jobs that are posted in a specific location. Not only that, but also a match for your actual resume that you've uploaded to our system. So it'll give you a match rate based off of that and say, okay, you're a 75% match, 80% match, 50% match, 30% match, so and so forth for positions that you're looking at. So on the view panel, I'll do the demo and show you how this looks and feel. It's pretty easy for you to kind of get the match rate from the initial screen. You don't even have to drill into the actual job posting itself. So that helps you to kind of navigate around the best jobs that you should be applying for. That's a problem that we are solving today as well. And then also we'll start to match candidates for employers. Like say if you're an employer planning to hire candidates in the future, you can come and sign up as an employer, and then you can have your own profile here. You can see matches of candidates and based off of how they would match. So say for instance, if you've added your resume, your LinkedIn link, and then also your profile, you've completed it on our profile, that's what it's matching against. And then the job postings that they have advertised, we'll start to match those and show candidates underneath and show shortlisted candidates for those specific positions based on a match rate. So now what we're doing is helping employers hire faster, find the right candidates, and then get to the best candidates first. Whoever has the best keyword filtration will go to the top. So that's kind of the cool feature on the employer side. So employers are going to get that help as well. And then also,
Joey, hold on a second. Take a
sure.
breath. I see some of the questions in the chat, and you just answered it. The question is it just for candidates or now employers as well? And your background with the job helpers really set the stage for launching this new product, right? In terms of
Correct.
helping the candidates. And this comes up quite a lot when we have our community gatherings on Fridays and other events. People are like, well, nobody's providing tools or support for the candidates.
We've built over 55,000 resumes now in 10 years. So that's kind of
10
we're
years.
doing a lot of volume, and this is more of the next step for us, right? Because what we're offering is more of a white glove service where what we're saying is, okay, you give us a criteria, what kind of titles, what kind of locations, what kind of salary expectations, and what industries you would like to apply to in the future, in the foreseeable future, next 30 days, 60 days, 90-day period. And then what we're doing is we have analysts in our team who would go through all the jobs right now using, of course, AI like Copilot, Microsoft's Copilot, and then also using Google's Gemini, and then also using ChatGPT, and then manually pulling all the job postings out of search engines and then finding, like, say, jobs out of Google, LinkedIn, Indeed, Career Builder, ZipRecruiter, company websites, Glassdoor, Monster Ladders, and then running all that information through the ATS against those specific job descriptions, right? So using the candidate's resume and then using the job description, we'll run each of these against each of these job postings. And then we'll get a report of all the keywords, phrases, topics, lingo, verbiage, competencies, years of experience, achievements, education, about 9 things that we're looking at, right? So what we're doing is filtering that out and then seeing what kind of common themed items are getting repeated the most amount of times, using that information to have a discussion with the candidate or our client at this point, right? So what we're doing is within 24 hours, completing the research, going through about 100 different jobs if we can, or however many jobs we can find within the 24-hour period, and then running them through, understanding the filtration, understanding what specific questions, and matching with the person's resume and saying, okay, are they talking about this specific topic? Are they not? So kind of doing that white glove work and then bringing the candidate in for a 45-minute to an hour conversation, having a recorded session, asking them, hey, you haven't mentioned this specific detail. talk about timelines, outcomes, goals, deliverables, whatever that they're looking for as an employer, you need to discuss that information. And we're organizing the content based off of a priority match. Like say, for an instance, if a keyword like years of experience got repeated the most amount of times, if that's the number one key term, like say 15 years got triggered the most, if that's the number one relevant keyword, that'll go to the top of the resume. So that's how we would actually organize the resume and the content of it. So that's how the resume process works right now. Within 5 business days, we'll deliver the content. Day 1, we'll have the discovery session, 45 minutes to an hour. Day 2, we'll have the resume writer build the content, put it in the right structure, format content in the right places, organize it based off of keywords. Day 3, we'll have the grammar check done by the editor, make sure everything reads well. Day 4, we'll have the ATS team running through the ATS process, get over 80% or higher of a match. And then day 5, we'll have the first draft ready to go and then schedule another call with you to talk about changes and improvements with you. So that's the process of a white glove service where we would charge you per whatever you're subscribing to. It'll be a one-time payment. So say it starts at, for a 2-page resume at $349, you can go on our website, www.thejobhelpers.com. This process comes with an interview guarantee. What that means is, and this is why we are better than any other resume writer. The reason why is because no one else in the world would give you a guarantee or that kind of a guarantee saying, okay, for every 10 roles you're applying to, you should get at least 40% of a response within 2.5 weeks. If you're not getting that kind of rate of return, come back, because we'll rework the content up to 5 times a month for no additional cost, and we'll continue to work on your content until you land an opportunity. No one else does that because we take that after service really, I mean, that's really important. What if you paid for a service and didn't get the responses? You should be able to come back to us, right? So we have that open communication saying, okay, come back to us. So that's kind of the process here. What we've done, however, is with JobProMax, now you can do it yourself, right? You can add and modify things. So it'll be that next step, because the reason why someone would need a white glove service still is because they don't know what to put on a resume.
Right.
Keyword iteration itself is not enough. It just needs to, the keywords needs to match with the specific examples out of their career. For that, you need someone like us who is a professional, who is a coach, who would know, hey, you're talking about this. However, that is not what they're really looking for, but this is actually what they're looking for. But you're really close. Let's convert that sentence into something that would be more relevant or meaningful to them. So that's where the coach comes in. However, the JobProMax service would offer you anything beyond than that, where we would have the keyword iteration. So now you can continue to modify your resume as you go. And then in the future, JobProMax will offer it on the job helper side as well as one of the bundled packages that we have.
Chewy, question for you. Katrina
Sure.
asked a question about the list of fields. Like if you're using JobProMax now, maybe you don't have the white glove treatment yet, but you want to know what fields are being matched against like the ATS or whatnot. Is that something you provide? Is that kind of built in? Do they need a
Built
white
into
glove
the
treatment?
process. Absolutely. I would love to kind of demo it to you and then show you, because this is what you're going to see. I'm going to live demo it to you and show you how this all works on the candidate side and then also on the employer side for it. And then you can ask specific questions there as well. This is what it looks like. 89%, which means that they're passing through at a higher rate. That means we looked at content, essential sections of the resume, and then also skills, format, and then the ATS score is also listed there. So kind of a full report, just not just the ATS itself, but then also the look and feel as well. So let's talk about why choose this tool, right? I mean, saving time is so important. People don't have the time. People don't want to apply for jobs not anymore. We get a lot of requests because we do have more of that. Okay, if you tell us what kind of roles you're interested in, we'll go ahead and apply for them for you. We have a service like that.
Really?
We're extending that from that service to something like this, where you can apply for jobs on the fly as well. And then also streamlining the entire job process, because what we're doing is next phase for us is going to be a dashboard that comes in the next iteration. What it'll do is help you to organize the jobs that you've applied to, the follow-ups that you've done, the specifics, like something like a hunter.co, but it'll be integrated into our system where it'll have more of a specific ticket for each of these jobs and the job descriptions themselves. You can attach the resume, you can attach notes and things like that into that. So then that way it's more in one place. So that's kind of the next phase that's going to come out next. So talking about the job helpers, these are the milestones: 50,000 clients, 15,000 senior placements. We also do outplacement work as well for employers, meaning employers come to us and say, okay, we're about to lay off 15 people or 30 people or 50 people or 1,000 people. Like someone like Accenture we work with. We do webinars, meaning how do you build your resume? How do you negotiate pay? How do you interview correctly? So Ravi Soni right here, our technical product manager, joined one of the Accenture sessions because he was at Accenture. And then now he's employed by the job helpers. So that's the beauty of our service, where we pick and handpick our own the best people, best of the best, because we have seen so many resumes, and the hiring process is so efficient to the point, because if we cannot do it internally, we cannot do it with other people or other employers. So that's what we've learned as well. So let me go ahead and share a demo, if that's okay. Any questions so far?
You have a question? What are you charging? What's your revenue model?
Great question. Let me get to that in a second here. Great question. Thank you. So here's how it looks like. Can everyone see my screen, or is it
Yes.
locked out? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So JobProMax, and then you'll see the dashboard on the top because I just signed in. Let me go ahead and sign out real quick. But so this is what you're going to see. JobProMax, login, you'll see on the right, and it'll say land your dream job effortlessly, and then you can go and search for any type of job you like, right? And we're going to be adding on average of 55,000 jobs in here. We're kind of still finalizing, fixing bugs and doing the final touches. So within next week or so, you'll start to see that many jobs loaded up into the system. And then this is what our dashboard looks like, but I'll get to that in a second. Since we talked about pricing, we'll get to that here. So AI resume insights, match ratings, applicant tracking, we have done all of that. So right here, we have pricing, and we'll have a pricing page in the future by itself as well. But for the time being, pricing is also listed on when you go into your own profile, you'll have pricing. I'll show you where you can find that as well. So this is for candidates. I mean, for certain matches, like say we'll do 5 reports for no cost. If you want to match up to 200 jobs, great, you can do that. You can message 25 people or employers or anyone you like. And then also job alerts, 50 recommended alerts will come in every month for free. And then the $29 per month job match, which would give you additional 30 reports or 30 reports total, job matching up to 350 jobs, 50 credits, and then also 100 new job alerts. And then the Pro Match feature will give you 50 reports of the scan, and then also 250 jobs and up to 100 credits, and then also job alerts, 250 job alerts. And then the Pro Match piece component would be up to 100 reports, and then 500 jobs, and then also 100 credits that they get, and then also 200 related jobs as well. So, and then say if I go into login, say if I logged in as a candidate, right? Say if I wanted to kind of join as a candidate, this is what my profile looks like. This is my dashboard. And then what you could do in that dashboard is, as you can see, resume scan on the right-hand side, you could search for jobs on the top. The jobs will pop up in here. And then as you can see, there's a little button that says match rating. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
And I'm going to click that.
Generating predictor match scores.
And it'll take a second. And as you can see, the 22%, 18%, 21%, 16%. So now it's starting to match with my resume.
Wait, you're only 18% with your own job? That's funny.
This is Nicholas we're talking, not me.
Oh, okay. So you get bonus points if it's your own company, right?
Right. Right. Well, that's a good question, right? We'll table that word. Next time we need to do my own demo. Ravi, point that. Just kidding. But you see
Gotcha.
the match rate, right? I mean, it's pretty cool. And then also
Yeah.
what you could do is you'll have your own dashboard, right? I mean, we're making changes and adjustments as we go. But here's kind of, if you subscribe to that $29 subscription, you get 30 scans. It tells you, okay, I have more scans because I'm doing, this is a demo account, so I want to test it out. But you'll see 30 out of 30 message credits, and then also alerts and things like that. So on my profile, what I could do is, I mean, I could view my profile, own profile, just like what LinkedIn gives you. And then also an employer can download their resume from right here as well. And then they can decide to send a message if they're a good fit, but I'll show you that in a second. This looks like LinkedIn. You can also give kudos to people. And then their social profiles are listed in here, performance and awards, an overview of the person, work experience, education is listed in here, and anything like a portfolio section we've added to add pictures or any interesting elements like PDFs and things like that. And they have a profile banner, profile picture, qualifications are listed on the right side, experience is listed on the right side. So that's what you'll see. For the employers themselves, it'll start to show how much this person is looking for.
Can you
Salary expectation.
can you show us the employer side? There's some questions coming in about what
Sure.
the employers and the jobs. Like you mentioned,
Sure.
50,000 jobs. What type of jobs are those, and how do you keep it up to date, or how often is it updated?
That'll be an IT question.
Okay, we'll let somebody jump in on that.
Maybe Manula or Ravi can answer.
So what I understand from the question, and I check with my backend team. So right now we are running the algorithm from the API side, and we are specifically focused on the different industries and the demand of the jobs which is required. So those kind of the algorithms we are working on the backend, and we are posting and as and when the list is going to be updated. Does that answer the questions?
Yes, thank you.
Yep. Thank you.
There'll be more jobs added, as we go, but we just wanted to kind of, for demo purposes, we just didn't want to flood the system or run errors, so we removed.
So,
And
sorry to interrupt, Chui. So this is
Sure.
just a demo and the basic purpose. So we are running a lot of the different algorithms right now. We are fixing the little bit bugs here and there. So right now, it's on the percentage which you can see. It will be more accurate in the later stage, in the release 2. So this is just a release 1. So we are working on the release 2 and the plan. So yeah,
That's helpful. Thank you.
yeah, you're welcome.
the salary, min max, you can add that in here as well. So you could kind of select it from that, and then based on the skills, job, you could search by specifics. Right now, we're just only adding the US jobs, but then in the future, we'll have other job postings listed in here as well. It could be a specific category, remote office, or hybrid type of scenario, industries that you can pick, job title or type, full-time, part-time, experience level, and then say, let's go ahead and try to apply for one of these jobs. Yeah. And then as you can see, I've applied for the job apparently, but let's say go ahead and get a scan done, okay, for this specific job. And as you can see, it's analyzing specifics, like going through grammar, because our own system is pulling the grammar. Visual appeal is being fed into the system as well, based off of other resumes that we've seen. And then also it's going through keyword analysis, and it's going to soon give us recommendations about, say, specific keywords. It could be soft skills, hard skills, relevant skills. It could be specific to the type of role that you're about to apply to as well. So this process takes about how many minutes? or less than a minute. How many
So
seconds?
it's 55 seconds right now. So we are tweaking and a little bit more. So the timeline will be reduced later stage.
So you can see the report came in. That's a big part, right, for the demo. So,
Nice.
so the report came out and then it's saying 25%, right? So I want to see a couple of things in here. Like say it's saying 18 issues, grammar errors, incomplete skills, and things like that. So it's going to go through all of that with me right now. So let's say ATS searchability. I'm looking at, okay, the title of your resume doesn't match with the job description it's saying. And then also the education is specifically, it talks about master's or bachelor's degree. It was found. So you have provided the correct phone number, email address, physical address. And then also it gives you content like say grammar check. This grammar check is just still basic in the sense where we're just telling you this is, I mean, we're not giving you specifics in terms of what to improve, but like you said, Ravi, in the next phase, this like within the next few days, we'll have a full-blown grammar check that would give you more of those specific changes or improvements that you could do as well to the resume. And then also keywords, essential keywords is the big
Just
part.
to add here, like right now, like we are dealing with the lot of the keywords and the percentage of the jobs. So as Chui mentioned, like we are working with the Copilot things. So I recently attended one of the Microsoft Copilot strategic seminar in Vancouver. So we are like initiating that process, maybe integrations in this particular tool, if we can do it. And then if it is a cost optimized thing, so we can integrate that one. Otherwise, we can go with the Chat GPT or the Gemini, which is newly done. So right now you can see a lot of the keywords, but later on these line items will be lesser, so that the person can go and just change it in the alter the resume accordingly, and they can get the more percentage in the job scan.
If you see what's really happening here, it's giving you keywords from the resume and from the job description. So we're going to remove essentially the keywords coming from the actual resume because there's nothing to do there. That's something that we can easily do on our back end as well. But we want to just show you how many keywords are popping up, right? So that way it's a bigger list than JobScan for sure. So and the format itself, I mean, the resume is two pages standard, and then also format is docs, and then so this is kind of the resume scan that we've done. So for each specific job, you could do this, and then also change the job description right from here, or change the resume from right here, or you could get a report. Can you see the pop-up?
Yep.
Okay. So this gives you the ability to copy keywords or download keywords as well.
Yeah, interesting. Well, this is heads and shoulders above what LinkedIn has, like the job fit, like, hey, you're a fit for this job. And I look at it and go, are you kidding me?
You know, they're BSing. They tell you that you're a top 10 candidate for
Yeah.
most of the jobs, but you're not, because if there's 500 people, you didn't even get a response back. What does that mean, right? So
Yeah.
it's just this is more accurate. We have battle tested it. It keeps breaking on us sometimes because it's just so much of information loaded into the system. So we have successfully nailed it now. So thank you, IT team. I appreciate your efforts. So and
The employer side, can you
oh, yeah, absolutely.
carve out a little time to talk about that? Or I think there's separate pricing for that, right?
Correct. So let me go back to and log in with an employer.
For those that are on the line, if you go to JobProMax.com, you'll see on the pricing page for the candidates, there's a little toggle above it. You can switch to the employer pricing.
Or if you come down here on your dashboard under pricing, you could see the pricing as well in here. But you could post a new job and you could go into your dashboard. It'll show you profile visits for your company, and then also impressions that you've gotten. In the future, there'll be more things added to this dashboard because it's still kind of finalizing everything. But what we're really thinking and anticipating is kind of we'll show the employers as soon as someone actually applies for the jobs. At the same time, someone views their application, didn't apply, but you still can get that profile as well get to see that profile. So under candidates, this is where the interesting thing happens, where under candidates, you can shortlist them, right? So say under a match rating, you can click that and then say, I've added a resume writer. So right now we have 18 people listed, and it just gives you the match rate for those 18 people as well. So it gives you match rates and things like that for employers. And then you have your own dashboard, and you can look up anyone who is on JobProMax will come up here under people. So under candidates, it'll be your short list. Under people, it'll be all the people who are registered on JobProMax. In the future, we're thinking of adding Clear as one of the user verification processes as well. So every user who is coming in will have a Clear verification done as well, just like LinkedIn does.
To highlight, like we are planning like to have the employers and candidate both the things together. And like generally those kind of the things, like in LinkedIn, if you see like the hiring or looking for a job, right? So those kind of the filters specifically based on the industry and the job role, the candidate or the employer can filter it out and they can see it quickly, like based on that job match, right? So that kind of the integration we are aiming for. So that's a future release, so you can expect the more advanced version of this one.
Nice. Lots of innovations planned.
Post the job, and then also we're going to add certain AI elements to this as we go as well. So within the next few weeks, you'll start to see the job posting details and things like that, making recommendations. The system will start to make recommendations when you're going in and trying to say, if you put in sales manager job recommendations will come up, like for the job description that they could use. So it'll be a seamless process. They can post the job and then, add the job description and everything else.
So Chui, I'd be remiss not asking, do you have any current partners today, either business partners or technology partners that you're collaborating with? I heard, of course, Microsoft, but a lot of the folks involved here are interested in vendor-to-vendor collaboration. Any insights today, or where you might want to go in terms of collaborating with other vendors in the ecosystem?
You bet. So yes, we don't have any technology vendors or anyone else who working with us today. We would love to, and that's why we're here. We want to kind of make it more of a partnership with at least, HR tech alliances members first, because that's our first step. We wanted to kind of, Ward showed interest. He took time to listen. That's what we care about the most, because we can go to a Microsoft or somewhere else, but then that's not the plan here. The idea here is this company has evolved from, like Ward knows, started with myself and then kind of grew into, right? So what we're doing is really improving and like as far as personally, at the same time, the products and the services that we're offering. So what we want to do is to kind of partner and more compatible services that we can put it in our platform. We have a full-fledged development team who can create the necessary boxes to add certain components in here. As you can see, it doesn't even have advertising. So that's something that is going to come in the future as well. So then that way we'll get that advertising market going as well. So it'll help you being in the platform.
All right, good. So if somebody does want to potentially partner with you and your new products or your existing ones, who should they reach out to? And
they can contact myself. You could go on the jobhelpers.com, click book time, and then schedule time with me. I can definitely, click under partnerships. So let me show that real quick. I'll walk you through. So this is our website for the job helpers. You can go into book time and then click on recruiter partnerships or any type of partnerships. You can schedule time with me real fast here. And I would love to kind of take that conversation privately and do the necessary things that we need to, because we would love to help. We have two different products. We can simultaneously help you, or we can, you can help us, however that needs to go. We can partner and we can help each other out. The idea is mutually beneficial, right? It needs to be
Yeah.
mutually beneficial. And that's what we've always thought about, even with the people that we help, the candidates, 4 interviews for every 10 jobs. Who does that? No one else. The reason why is it's mutually beneficial for them to know that, okay, someone out there is going to take care of them, talk to them, spend the time, and do the work necessary to make it a reality, for whatever they paid for, right? So that's kind of what we believe in as a company. So we would love to help and partner, because this is kind of the direction that we're heading.
Yeah,
Like for either candidates or employers, is there a specific industry that you're focused on or starting with? Or is it, geography? What's the focus?
Good question. So the geography is continental United States first, and then we might kind of spread it out to Canada, and then the UK or other countries as well. We want to offer it in multiple languages as well, and we're also training some AI avatar models as well on the background. So they'll come into play at some point as well. So we have to kind of think about, okay, components of, like, say, specifics like language. So we don't want to just do the things and then figure out later. We want to figure it out first and then do it, do a good job at it. So what we're doing is kind of next is kind of what Ravi said, going out beyond United States, and then bringing that, like, Spanish for the next language that we're bringing in, and German and all these other languages as well in the future. And then every person is gonna have like LinkedIn doesn't have a real support feature. Like, say for instance, they'll have a help center, you go try to chat with them, they immediately put you in a queue for an email to email back and forth and waste time, right? So what we have done is we'll change that, okay? We're gonna change that because we're gonna have a live chat bot here, predictive analytics chat bot, and it'll have more of those specific questions that we've gotten in the past. They can answer them, but at the same time, there'll be someone watching 24 hours on the site, so we can answer questions. And then also, you might have seen, you can book a time through this dashboard. You can book a time directly on the job helpers with our staff here. So anyone can help you with their resume, or if they're having issues. So we'll have an escalation process. That's why we have an IT team, but at the same time, we'll have that customer element, contact us, help center, knowledge base articles, and we'll make it much more clear than Microsoft, because I was just looking at a Microsoft specific what to do for my email, and I couldn't figure out what it is, and I used to work there, so it was kind of a shame. So we're going to make it super easy, and navigation wise, like something like a Canva in the future will kind of give them like step-by-step directional navigational help as well, saying, okay, do this here, sort of thing. And then also in the future, the website will be interactive to the point where if they're not getting interviews, like, say for instance, if they applied to 20 jobs or 30 jobs or so, if they haven't found a job at that point, they're still continuously trying, we'll have a pop-up come up saying talk to us. And then also for employers, if they're having trouble finding the correct employees, like say 30 days out, okay, they couldn't source, okay, talk to us. So we'll have those conversations with them saying, okay, why are you having difficulty? So there'll be someone back in the back end helping them and working with them ongoing. So this is not so much, if you're thinking, okay, this is going to be some completely AI based, no, we're going to take that conversation to the next level and figure out a way to do business together.
So is this a job board, an ATS? Is it, I mean, looks like it does all kinds of stuff. You mentioned greenhouse and some other, do you see yourself being part of that top of funnel?
So what we're doing is, I mean, we could talk about more technical details, right? I mean, say HRIS systems will be compatible to be added into JobProMax in the future. That's one of the difficulties LinkedIn, if you were to source on LinkedIn, is going to have, because LinkedIn it's its own channel. You can look at candidates nicely, put it into a box, and they'll present it nicely, but there's no way to kind of get the information out. You have to manually do it. You have to do it through an XLS or something, right? So here it'll be much easier. We'll have an integration point. So once you do it one time, then it'll integrate all the data points, and based off of what kind of data records are going back and forth, we'll make that determination at that point. But that'll be a part of it as well. And then in the future, what you could also do as a candidate, like say for instance, if you're looking for a job on LinkedIn, you can have our little extension where you can save these jobs and then it'll save on our platform, and then you can scan and apply for the jobs right on the spot as well.
Well, that's
So we
interesting.
have created those things. We haven't really brought it in because we're doing the final testing on those as well. So we have created all the, and then also in the future, you'll see a resume, cover letter, LinkedIn profile content creator as well coming to this, where it'll be more, I mean, traditional, like say, look at a Teal. How would they help you? We've looked at Teal. We've looked at all the platforms to even look, believe me, as a CEO, I'm thinking all the angles, right? So I looked at Teal and told my head writer, hey, can Teal build the resume the same quality as we can? Legitimate question, right? Can it do it? The answer is no. So they came back multiple times. I said, if you have to get a subscription to Teal and start building resumes, let's do it. We don't have to have resume writers, right? We're already getting clients. We can modify it, edit it, and send it off. It doesn't work like that because Teal doesn't give you the ATS match. So you have to go to JobScan. You have to go to other places to figure out that information. Some of this information is not even accurate. So it's not coming in from the right places. So it's just the information overload. You're not getting interviews. With this system, we are solving all those issues where we'll have a custom resume writer, grammar checker. It'll have its own cover letter builder, just like a ChatGPT, but you don't have to go to a inundated looking ChatGPT website, right? We could do it here with a nicer look and feel and design, and then it'll be more accurate. So those are the things that we're bringing into this platform as well in the future. Thank you, Note Creator. And then also the messaging feature that you see, it'll come up with predictive analytical predictive analytics will work in the back end, and it'll predict messages that you're about to send off, just like what a Google email and things like that are doing right now.
I'll help you complete and compose a good response letter. Nice. Yeah, it sounds like
And we'll give them templated messages as well.
like a Swiss pocket knife. You got all these tools in there, and that'll make it for an interesting go-to-market with potential partners. But there's always overlap and channel conflict, so it'll be still a ton of opportunity out there. Yeah, I really appreciate the preview here. It's exciting. Again, thrilled to have you as a new member. Look forward to seeing you and your team collaborate with others in the ecosystem, and certainly, Chui, I think you mentioned maybe some of the folks joining here might have the ability to set up a free account or some sort of trial account to help kick the tires, as you might say.
Do you want to send an email to Ravi at thejobhelpers.com? He can set up a test account. You can test it out and you can give us feedback, and you can use it for your own job search if you're on a job search, or talk to employers and that nature. So we'll keep that open to you because we're launching this. We want to get your feedback. So we appreciate anything that you have in mind, or if you feel like, okay, this is a great partnership opportunity, because what we want to do is to kind of create our own ecosystem, own channel where they're clicking a button just like an iPhone app, and then they're going into different places from here. And then coming back from them.
Yeah, no, it's good. And all right, so
there's a question, Katrina, which is similar to what I wanted to ask as well. So I'll just kind of double click on the question a little bit. What is your response to an employer potentially saying, we want to have our own talent pool?
a private database of their own talent.
I mean, have a talent pool that they can go back to, nurture the talent pool, go back for candidate rediscovery type of use cases.
Yeah, we'll have like a history section under candidates, so they can go in here. Let me show you real quick where that is. So in here, you could see job applicants. So we're going to show them right here under job applicants, under the person actual people who applied for the jobs. And then also we'll bring up other people in here, like say match, like a more of a short list of candidates as well. So we're working on that angle as well. Here you can message anyone under messages. You could start messaging anyone you like. And then the jobs that you posted recently, your profile will pull up in here. You just like LinkedIn, you could add information, add content in here as you go.
The question is, if you're an employer and you want to manage your own internal talent, it's probably not designed for that because as soon as somebody puts a profile in, they're one click away from applying to somebody else's job, not your own. But
Correct.
yeah, I don't know if there's a use case in mind on your roadmap to address employers having their own private database of talent for their own like
Yeah.
employees and potentially alumni after that.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We are talking to Texas A&M right now. They're kind of in the process of kind of testing this out. We can absolutely white label this service as well. Different components can be added in or removed based off of that white label service. So happy to offer it as we'll remove our name. You can have your own name. You could sell it as well, resell it. And whatever specifics that you would like us to develop onto, we can do that within a certain threshold, because this is something that we worked on in the back end. We can make those changes and make it happen. Ravi and Manula, maybe you can get involved and answer questions here as well.
Yeah, I mean that's a whole different. I mean, very few
Yeah,
people
so
have tried
that's a good suggestion, so Ward. By the way, even we haven't thought of this, but now I just make a note and probably will think for it, and probably we'll try to integrate those changes. Yeah.
And
So
feel
right
free to
now,
send me
like,
a message on
yeah,
LinkedIn
if
as
you can
well.
just send me a message, maybe we can connect offline after this call, and maybe we can. That's a good advice, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it very
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, well, Katrina and um, I guess yeah, a couple folks got credit. That wasn't my idea, but thanks. It sounds easy, yeah, fence off your own talent network, but the technology to make that work properly is extremely complex, and it may not be in your wheelhouse, but there's a need for it, no doubt. And then you have the VMSs and workforce management platforms like Legion and others, right? There's a lot of data and talent that these tools could be very useful regardless whether they're employees or candidates or contractors. But it sounds like you're well off to the races and exciting. We have a few minutes left. Any final questions?
James came up with a question there, said it would be cool to see an auto job description generator using AI. We do have that option as well. We'll send you a test account. You could test it out. If you click, when you saw the actual dashboard, you might have seen this one specific detail that says resume scan. That's where you could go in. Maybe I can quickly show you since you asked the question for a second here. It'll take. So
Help generate the job for somebody's posting a job.
yeah, so let's look at, like, say, if I go to resume scan up here, and then you could just upload a resume in here. So any type of resume really. So I'll go ahead and add someone's resume in here. This will generate. So as you can see, we're creating a list of AI job descriptions as well. So say if I wanted to do human resources manager, so we're going to create more custom for their specific roles in the future. We'll create custom recommendations as they come in. We just added a bunch of them in here, but this will take 50 seconds again, but then it'll give you that same match rate and the resume scan and everything else.
Oh, it's the same engine that works on the resume. It does it for the job descriptions.
Correct. You could do it individually. So you could bring a job, copy and paste that job in here. And then the only one thing with job scan, you have to copy your job posting, copy your resume. You don't have to do any of that. You just copy and paste the job description, and then it'll start working just like what you saw last time.
Are you doing your own crawlers, or are you partnering with someone to get a feed of jobs?
Manula, maybe you can explain that more than I do.
Yeah,
I'm not a technical guy. I'm gonna tell you. I'm the poster boy.
yeah. At the moment, we are using algorithm, and we are using to get jobs like available for third-party access. And for the future, as Chui said, we are gonna talk with partners and get more jobs into our site. So that's our plan. At the moment, we are using our own algorithm, so it is working flawlessly. And yeah, we we plan to use a co-pilot and yeah, and make it more efficient and flawlessly work to bring more jobs into our site.
The goal is 50,000 jobs by the end of next month.
And when you analyze jobs or resumes, it looks like it's keyword driven. Are you using the word keywords? Are you doing that analysis bespoke every time, or are you saving the keywords that you found to somehow leverage a repository of common terms?
Yeah, right. At the moment, we have this LLM model which we are trading with the gathered resumes and keywords, and we are checking based on that with the current one. So that's why we have like little bit take time to even generate our resume scan results. I
So
hope
to
that
answer, yeah, so to answer your question, thank you, I appreciate it. So these 50,000 jobs that we're adding in, the system is going to get better by the end of next month. So because there's a lot more data added into the system, the better it gets, and it'll start reading and rereading content and then see what kind of common themed, just like what we do with the resume writing service, where we're looking at themed keywords or ranking of keywords. We build that list manually. So this system will do all of that on the back end, where it'll pull all the job, like similar job postings as well, and then also start to predict and say, okay, this information is getting repeated throughout. That's why it's a keyword to add.
Mm.
If that answers the question.
Yes. Are you able to identify what a required versus a preferred attribute is of a job?
So that's a question for Manula, I think.
And we're out of time.
Ah.
No, seriously, we are, but
maybe I can kind of answer, and we can definitely kind of take it offline. But yes, we are looking at the actual and the predictive, and then also initially that's why we're kind of giving them a predictive analysis, like the jobs that you're pulling up all in a line item. Those jobs are predictive jobs. But then when you actually dig into it, that's when you would, or scan it or click onto it, that's when you can do the actual resume scan, where that'll be more actual or accurate details coming from that job and then matching it with the resume itself.
Okay,
Nice.
thank you.
You bet, Lloyd.
Good questions, Lloyd. And yeah, anybody feel free to reach out, and you can book time through their website. And I believe was it Ravi at jobhelpers.com if you wanted to have a trial count to help kick the tires and share some insights or feedback for them. Yeah, this has been great, Chui and team. Really appreciate spending some time with us today and answer the tough questions and get to share the awesome technology you guys built, and look forward to hearing future successes and look forward to collaborating further as well. So thank you for
Here is,
today.
I mean, we're going to need your help, right? I mean, you're experts in this field. I'm still a newbie to this field. I just started a resume company because I was upset with Top Resume, and they took my money, I felt like. So I started a company myself and said, okay, I'm going to do this myself, and then I'm going to go out there and, work on it myself and get it better and get it working better. So then now it has kind of been my mission, right? There's a lot of people, even my fiance recently went through a job change. So it's kind of interesting when you know that trick, right? I mean, understanding what they're looking for and things like that. So it's more of a passion now more than anything else. So I would love to kind of share that passion with you and partner with you, and in some way, shape or form, because we can create a section for you on the website, because you're the sneak peek here. And that's why we're bringing it to you. So we could partner together first before an actual launch, because we haven't really posted. Ward shared it on LinkedIn, but we didn't even share that out. The reason why is because of that, because we want to kind of get all the ducks in a row and present to someone like you and get your thoughts and see how we can partner and then present a better solution altogether.
That's great. Well, it'll never be done or perfect, but it's good that you're trying, and I love the
It's perfection,
mission. Yeah. Well, you can strive for it, but learn to live with reality. We're all humans, and even the technology breaks too. So, right, we'll figure it out. But giving your best effort is fantastic, and looks like you've done well there. So, thank you again for your time. we are over a little bit, but stay tuned. We'll hopefully see everybody back next week and explore something new.
It was good work. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.